Those who wrong others often appear to prosper. Yet, life settles it dead quietly. Not publicly, the wise do not chase vengeance. They observe. For as you heal in peace, karma begins its work, never missing its mark. You may think they've escaped through lies, betrayal, or manipulation. They walk away as if untouched. But something has shifted. Life speaks to them in karma's silent language. Through whispers they feel daily, but cannot hear. In this video, you'll discover 5 subtle signs that someone is facing the consequences of how they treated you, not in public trials or loud disputes, but in their private lives, within their minds, in moments unseen. This isn't about revenge, it's about truth. Truth resonates louder than any shout. It's called silence. Nothing weighs heavier than pretending to be fine when you're not. Karma works through feelings hidden from view. The first sign it's at work is when they act as if life has never been better. The one who left you, broke your trust, or caused you pain, now seems to shine. They share new photos daily, smiling in places you never went, surrounded by people they didn't know with you. If you're not careful, you might believe it. You might see their joyful moments and think, perhaps they're truly happy without me. But here's the truth. No filter can hide reality. Genuine happiness doesn't need to be proven. Only false happiness demands display. You've seen this before. They go quiet for days after the fallout. Then, suddenly, an outburst: photos, stories, uplifting quotes, forced selfies, a campaign of false confidence. One moment they destroy something real. The next, they tag number healing with someone new, as if guilt never existed. Look closely, their smile is too wide, their eyes distant. True happiness is quiet. Insecurity is loud. Epictetus taught that what matters is not what happens to you, but how you respond. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best response to harm is to be unlike the one who hurt you." This is why the wise don't argue, don't retaliate, and don't seek closure in others' stories. They simply observe. True peace doesn't need performance. It simply exists. The more someone tries to prove they've moved on, the more they reveal they haven't. Karma doesn't announce itself. It arrives each night as they lie awake. Realizing the person they've become is why they lost someone who never wished them harm. No number of posts, no forced joy. No new partner can silence the conscience that knows they ruined something real. They smile for the camera, but you know the truth. The hardest lie to maintain is pretending to be at peace. Karma doesn't always strike like lightning. Sometimes it erodes slowly, taking what they thought was secure. The second sign karma is at work is when life begins to reclaim what they handled carelessly. You might expect karma to be dramatic, a crash, a heartbreak, a betrayal. But karma is precise, not loud. It doesn't shout, it subtracts quietly, unnoticed at first, removing what they took for granted. It doesn't rage loudly. It begins to subtract silently, so subtly they don't notice. They lose small things. A friend stops responding. A colleague withdraws trust. An opportunity slips away without explanation. They dismiss it as life, bad luck, or coincidence until it repeats relentlessly. In time, they stand among the ruins of what they mocked, undervalued, or ignored. They may have called you overly sensitive, too caring, or overreacting. When you were the only one responding with heart. You stayed up late, comforting them in their struggles. You forgave when they overlooked your worth. You trusted them when they doubted themselves. And how did they repay you? They rolled their eyes, mocked your attachment, called you too weak for this world. They took your presence for granted, not as a gift. Then you stopped giving. You stopped fighting for someone who never showed up for you. Quietly, you walked away. At first, they felt free, unbothered, unaffected. But then the silence began to echo. Message dwindled. Their social circle shrank. The people they trusted turned out to be selfish, indifferent, or calculating. Suddenly, every option they thought they had vanishes. The support they once received without asking is gone. The comfort of being truly understood is irreplaceable, because no one can fill the role you played for them, especially not someone new who only knows the version of them pretending to be healed. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Don't waste time debating what a good person should be. Be one." Karma strips away what doesn't align with truth. When someone mistreats the good, they betray not just you but the version of themselves that once knew peace, patience, forgiveness, and depth. Karma doesn't punish with obvious pain. It reveals what they chose to lose and forces them to live without it. Every room feels colder, every new relationship more fragile, every victory hollow, because deep down, they know they had something real and let it slip through their hands. Let them lose. Let them learn. Let them look around and realize nothing now feels as safe or sacred as what they had with you. Karma doesn't just take material things, it takes the version of themselves that held your love. No matter how they try to rebuild, they'll never regain that peace. When someone speaks indirectly, yet you remain the center of their words, karma is whispering in their mind. The third sign they're facing consequences is when you linger in their thoughts. They won't name you publicly, but listen closely to their words. They post vague quotes on social media, captions about betrayal, loyalty, false people, or healing old wounds. They say things like, "Some never realize what they lost," or "Not everyone deserves my energy anymore." At first, you might think it's general, but you know their language. You recognize their habits, their inner turmoil. You've been there, scanning their posts. You spot a message like a bullet wrapped in poetry. They don't name you or tag you, but every word echoes your presence without speaking it, as if they seek your attention while hiding their intent. That's not power. That's not healing. It's the voice of conscience crying through the cracks of a crumbling ego. Their friends may not notice, and those around them may miss it, but you see it because you once cared enough to understand their silence. Now that silence screams at them. Karma doesn't always punish with clear events. Sometimes it strikes through obsession, through thoughts they can't control, through regrets they can't swallow, through memories they thought were fleeting, but now cling relentlessly. The Stoic doesn't seek revenge or reply with vague quotes. Replying acknowledges their words. Silence reclaims your strength. Epictetus taught, "If someone speaks ill of you, live, so no one believes it." When they speak indirectly about you, don't respond. Don't explain. Don't justify. Let them carry your name in silence, for their veiled words reveal the truth. You've moved on, but they haven't. Let them post their quotes, half-truths, and distorted stories. Let them heal loudly to mask their lack of peace. You don't need to be in their life to live in their mind. That's karma. And the mind is the loudest prison when the one you hurt doesn't look back. Silence, once again, speaks volumes. When you betray someone good, you don't just lose them, you lose the ability to trust anyone who reminds you of them, including yourself. The fourth sign they're facing karma is when they stop trusting others and, slowly, themselves. At first, it seems like self-protection. They tighten their circle, close their heart, and guard their energy. They say, "I don't trust anyone anymore," or "Everyone's fake now." But beneath that shield isn't strength or healing, it's fear, born from the shadow of their own guilt. They were once open, laughed freely, trusted easily, spoke without care. But after what they did to you or others, something shifted, not outwardly, but within, quietly, gradually. Now they question everyone's motives, doubt before trusting, scrutinize every word, act, or silence, searching for signs of betrayal like the one they committed. Why? Because deep down, they know what they're capable of. When you harm someone undeserving, you start to believe everyone could destroy you the same way. This is karma's most personal punishment, self-doubt. It isolates not by force, but by eroding the spirit from within. The voice that once said, "I'm in control," now whispers, "Perhaps I'm the problem." That thought terrifies, for when you doubt yourself, peace eludes you, no matter how quiet the room. Seneca wrote, "The wrongdoer rarely trusts others, for he knows what he's capable of." Stoics understand this well. They teach that your inner peace is tied to your conscience. If your actions betray your values, you lose not only others but yourself. That's karma. It's not always visible consequences. Sometimes it's an invisible crack in your inner world, an unexplained restlessness, a tightness in the chest when all seems perfect, a voice inside saying, "You're unworthy." Even when they finally have something real, let them sit in that silence. Let them doubt others' motives. Let them fear the shadow they cast on others. Karma doesn't just haunt with memories, it steals peace through suspicion. The worst prison isn't bars, it's a conscience-turned jailer. So, if they no longer trust, don't blame them. Don't fix them. Don't return to prove not everyone is the same. That's not your duty. Your role was never to redeem someone who chose destruction. You offered truth. They repaid with betrayal. Now, karma delivers what they deserve, not chaos, not drama, but the quiet collapse of their own being. Karma doesn't shout. It brings you face to face with yourself. The fifth and undeniable sign of karma is when life sends them a mirror, a person who reflects every wrong they did to someone who loved them. Not just a mismatch, but a precise echo of their past actions, arriving gently, charmingly, as they once did to win your trust. They think they've found the right person. The connection feels profound, swift, magnetic, but they don't yet see they're not falling for someone new. They're caught in karma's cycle, designed to show them not who they love, but who they were. This time, they're not in control. Recall how they made you doubt, as if you were never enough, despite all you gave. Now they chase replies that never come, wait for calls ignored, post for attention, but meet silence. They played games with you. Now they're burned by the same. They mocked your vulnerability. Now their openness is ridiculed. They had your loyalty and walked away. Now they beg for commitment from someone who wavers. They once toyed with your emotions, hot and cold. Now they're consumed by a love that shifts from warmth to indifference. At first, they justify it. This person's troubled, complex, misunderstood. But slowly, a dreadful realization dawns. This is what I did to someone else. They may never admit it aloud, but the thought haunts them in quiet moments. After another failed attempt to connect, that pain isn't random. Not mere bad luck, it's recognition of a pattern. It's karma's poetic justice. Marcus Aurelius said the best response to harm is to be unlike the one who hurt you. The universe doesn't seek revenge, it seeks balance, delivering not punishment, but awareness through experience. This isn't punishment, it's a lesson in awareness. The universe restores balance, not by retaliating, but by letting them feel the pain they caused, through someone they can't control or predict. True understanding comes not from words, but from experiencing the consequences of their choices. They mocked your care, now they weep for someone who doesn't care. They dismissed your needs, now they're called demanding by someone who holds their affection. They walked away as if untouchable, now they plead for someone to stay, respond, or try. And that person merely shrugs, leaving them to see the truth unfold. Not all at once, but slowly, painfully, undeniably. They're not just hurt, they're shown a mirror, and that reflection never lies. Let them face someone who echoes their past actions. Let them feel the confusion, the helplessness, the sting of being seen, used, then discarded, just as they did to you. But this time, there's no one to blame, no one to manipulate, no story to twist, because the person causing their pain isn't a villain, it's their own past in another form. That's not revenge, it's a reckoning. Karma doesn't roar or destroy, it reflects. When they ask, "Why is this happening to me?" the answer is clear. You're not being punished, you're being shown. You don't need to fight someone already battling their own conscience. Karma needs no help from you. It doesn't require your resistance, your proof, or your pleas for the world to see your worth. It asks only one thing: your silence, your calm, your refusal to stoop to their level, while they're trapped in lies, pride, and manipulation. You've stepped into a stronger realm. That realm is clarity. Karma isn't just what happens to them, it's what happens to you. When you truly let go, you no longer seek closure, because peace itself becomes your resolution. You don't need justice, for time bears witness to truth. You don't need them to feel your pain, because life teaches its lessons well. Your task isn't to punish, but to rise, to grow steady and strong from within, so unshakable that no one, not even the shadow of those who hurt you, can disturb your peace. That's the Stoic way. We don't curse our enemies or chase validation. We walk forward, quietly, powerfully, with discipline that karma respects. If someone hurt you, never apologized, and acts as if you didn't matter, let them go. Though they seem free, they're quietly haunted by one truth: they can't silence their own actions. A liar may sleep soundly after deceiving others, but one who deceives themselves never rests. If this message resonates, don't dwell on the past. Share the quote that moved you below. Let others know they're not alone. If you're walking the path of silence and inner strength, join Think Stoic 101. We don't just talk about healing. We train the mind to lead, not react. We build clarity, discipline, and unshakable peace. Let karma do its work. While you become someone they can never reach again, that's not revenge, it's growth. The world watches in silence, for such maturity speaks louder than words.